and welcome to the Mind Body Beauty Podcast. You're just with me today, Danielle. If you've heard our podcast before, you know that I do this podcast with my little OG client, Alison. So, if you are new here or you're now watching it live from YouTube, I just want to give you a little update, a little insight on how this all come about and introduce myself. So, I'm Danielle Clare, I'm a personal trainer from Liverpool and an online coach. I had my OG client Alison come to me and she was like, Danielle, I would really like you to do a podcast. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. Brushed it off, carried on training. A few months later, she come back and she was like, Danielle, I really want you to do this podcast. So, to be fair, I was very busy and I couldn't physically prioritise this podcast. I couldn't do it. And it was just when Alison come to me, she had everything planned. It was like she'd done a little mastermind and she said, she's like, Danielle, I've got everything sorted. All you need to do is talk on it. She went, please do it. If you don't do it with me, at least do it with someone else. She's like, I just really need you to do this podcast. And thankfully, she did force me to do it and I'm getting a lot more confidence on it now. The 1st of September, I opened my own personal training gym, which is behind us, and that's when everything started falling into place. The whole routine, my schedule, everything. Now I am a creature of habit and I live by my times. Like every single 45 minutes I have something to do and I love that. So now that I've actually settled in, I think we're like 3-4 weeks into this now, I've realised that I can prioritise this podcast and I'm loving it. The last 2 weeks since doing this on YouTube as well, the last 2 weeks Alison has not been with me. I did have a little guest on last week, Abby, and if you've not seen that or listened to it, please go watch it because we went deep on that. We went quite deep and I think that's exactly how I like it. The fact that I've been able to schedule everything properly for what I want to do, the fact that all my clients are in perfectly, so I've just made this time for it and I do like a swear word, I do. I'm quite honest and open and I'm real and I've been told this a lot, which makes me quite happy because I'm glad that other people can see it as well, because you don't know how you come across on social media. So I just wanted to lay it out. No reading from a script, no nothing. Just talk naturally to the podcast. So since Alison's been away, that was my time to be thrown in the deep end and like, oh my god, what do I do? Because again, Alison sorted that whole thing out for me with being so busy, which I am grateful for. Alison will be back next week and you will see her. There's her little chair. That's how it come about. So now that everything's all set into place, this is the podcast. So I just want to talk a little bit about the gym. I am very sensitive to feelings, vibes, everything, and I just needed my own space. I needed something that is me, and this gym represents me. And the girls in here, they've made it what it is, and that's exactly what I wanted it to be. The fact that I was fully booked before even opening this gym is unreal, and even saying that, it's madness. Which leads me on to a little announcement. Now, I weren't going to announce this until it was almost ready. It isn't ready at the minute, I am still creating it, but I've had a lot of interest and a lot of girls wanting to come to me. They're pouring their hearts out through the form that you fill out for me. And the fact that I can't physically fit you in to my diary for the gym, I've created a little membership. Now, this membership will include workouts, tips, everything you need to get to your goals, whether it's fat loss, weight gain, anything, confidence, mindset. Everything will be in this membership and it'll just be perfectly scheduled weekly, lots of check-ins, and it's going to be $29.99 a month. So any lady is available and they will get everything that is available to my clients as well. So my clients get everything that they need to level up in themselves. I will be creating that. That is in the pipeline, and it will be launching in the next 4 to 6 weeks, which I'm really excited for. But I can't express how much it's killing me inside to have to say no to girls now, because the fact of how much that they need help. And I can help these girls because they're listening to the podcast, they're seeing the clients online, they're resonating with them. And the fact that my clients are doing so well, that this is what I know I can offer now. That is the next step. I have had a lot going on this month. This has been a crazy month, which is why I'm a little bit run down. I do not sound like me. I'm a bit sniffly as well. It was my brother's 30th on Tuesday, and we had a little announcement, and I just remember looking at him and I was like, no, because I have not dieted. What am I going to do? So I am putting it out there right now that my goal is to do like a little 4-week cut. That's what I want. I don't want to drop any drastic weight. I don't want to lose any muscle. I'm going to do it the right way, but I am going to put myself in a little mini cut because I want to look good in a little dress that is for this little occasion. I'm saying little, this is like, this is a big thing. So that's what I'll be doing. My girls this week, so I've just sent them out a little check-in form. So I'll do this bi-weekly with them, ask them what they're proud of the most, what they want to focus on more, and what they want to like gain from their journey and how the progress is going. My girls, so let's say 60% of them do want to lose weight. And the fact that they have put as their win getting stronger, that it's making them feel amazing. The fact that the niggles and pains are starting to go because they're getting stronger, again, amazing. And they're finding these little wins that aren't weight loss related. And this is the progress. This is where you'll progress with your mindset, because do you actually want to live your life off the scale? So when we do our weigh-ins, my scale tells you your body weight, your body fat, your lean mass, your water weight, your visceral fat, which is your fat around your organs and your heart. So I've had a few that have stayed the same, and that's probably because time of the month or anything, but when you look at them statistics otherwise, everything else has dropped, and it's literally just your weight that's gone up. And it is really important that people take that down as data only, because who cares? If you're going out on a night out and you feel amazing, you're not going to go around saying, oh my God, I weigh this much on the scale, that's why I feel good. I weigh this much, that's why I feel... No, you're not doing that. You feel good because you worked your ass off and you are starting to get that confidence. And this is what I live for. They know that I get very excited and I'm very like jumpy around, because I just love to look at them, and when they're lifting like crazy weights as well, but like with perfect form, the little excitement on the face, or like when I've told them how much it is, I don't know, there's just, I didn't realise how much of a passion I have for this until I started it, but more so after moving here, like the love for this again has just completely like took over. I don't know, I'm so overwhelmed with gratitude for it all, because like these girls are amazing and they keep me going. A lot of them thank me for it, but it's really me just showing them what they can do. And you need a person like that in your corner. I'm luckily surrounded by supportive people. My partner, he's been the backbone for me, because setting this up, like spending so much money, and you don't know where you're going to go in this day and age, like especially with everything right now. Everywhere could shut next week. Let's not manifest that, please. But you need them people to be able to take risks, and the fact that you've got good, supportive, positive people around you, even if that's just one person, that one person can impact you massively. And my aim is to really do that for my girls. I am going to be there for them regardless, whether it is fitness, whether it is weight loss, whether it's getting that PB, or whether it's relationship advice, career advice, anything. I'm going to be that person that they need. That was my main goal, because it is the passion and the drive for this job, but the getting to know them on a personal level, getting to know the lifestyles, everything, that's what I do mainly, because that's how I'm going to help them more. The more I know about you, the more potential I see, the more I can push you. And I don't know, like, these girls are just incredible, and I am very lucky to have the most unreal people. Like, in my business, okay, I get it, sometimes you go to work and you can dread some days, or you can dread some sessions with clients, but I am lucky that I don't have that. I'm excited every single day, every single session, and it's just something new every day. And I don't know, I'm obsessed with these girls, and this podcast has now turned into a big mouthful of gratitude, but I just want to get it out there. So that was just me saying thank you to you all, and thank you to any future clients that will be joining the membership, because this is something that you will also get, because I am going to delve right into your lives, and we're going to level up together, because we're boss bitches. Okay. Next week, Alison will be back, and similar to what I've done with Abby, we're going to get raw and real. So we did touch up on this within the first few episodes, but like I said, I'm going to treat this as if we've just started, because this is how it's going to be done from now on. And I want to get raw and real with Alison. Alison she can be a closed book at times, but you know, once you get to know her, she's incredible. And the things that she's overcome, how much success she's had as well within the last year or two, and how she approached things, possibly some of you can resonate with. I don't want to go too much into it, because I want Alison to be here to explain more. And if you do have any questions, of course, please drop me a message for them, so I can ask Alison for you. Let's go right into that. This was just going to be a short little podcast, just to like summarise everything up for you. But I did ask on my Instagram, so if you're not following the Instagram, it is Danielle Claire PT, and I've been asking for topics. What can we talk about? What would you want to see more of on this podcast? And I've had quite a few responses. I've saved them all. They all get saved into a folder in my phone. And I got asked to explain my lifestyle and where this all come from in the beginning. So I will touch up on that briefly. It was basically, I'm your girl who hated school. I hated school. I left when I was 14 basically and started work. I just wanted to work. I wanted out of that environment. Never done PE. I will be honest, I used to go on runs with my best friend Meg, and she will tell you, and we are very honest, but we'd run. So I lived in Netherton, and we'd run to Switch Island McDonald's, which was about a 20-minute run, fair enough. Depends on how hungry I was. And we'd run and get a Macca's, sit and eat it, and then walk back. And you know what? That is the... That sort of summarises my whole life, because I am all about balance. I am a Libra, but I'm all about balance. Don't be killing yourself for something that is like, it's unrealistic. I am not that PT who wants you to be like 3% body fat. I'm that PT who wants you to be healthy and happy. That is basically it. Healthy and happy, be proud of yourself for everything that you've achieved. That is my main goal. So that's what we used to do. I hated exercise. I carried on working, so I started working when I was 14. I worked in my uncle's pub as a glass collector. I went back to school to do some of my exams. I passed them somehow. And I just kept working, and I was in the pub industry for a good while, turned into restaurants, and I think I was about, what, 21? I was still working in the pub. I was in a really, really, really toxic relationship, and that taught me so much about me. Do I regret it? Absolutely not. Because I wouldn't be here right now for this if it weren't for that relationship. Because I always talk about mindset. Now, your mindset can literally save your life, and that is a bold statement, but it can. And I just remember when bad things were happening, or I don't even want to go into it too much, but when I was in the worst state, just remember that tiny little voice, and it was like, you do know this isn't going to be forever, like, you deserve more than this. That little voice, like, I don't even know who she was talking to, and obviously it was the me now. It was future me being like, you've got this, just ride it out, you can do this. Looking back now, that girl who I was, it seems like a different world. I don't know. A lot of people who knew me at the time as well will probably, I don't know, no one will recognise that person anymore. And it was that mindset. When really bad things were happening, it was me saying, you've got this. Like, this is not going to last. And that's exactly what you want. You deserve more than this. And that mindset has got me through really tough situations. It's got me to be very, this is what I want, this is what I don't want. If somebody comes to me and they're not aligning with where I need to be, that's it. It's just sort of like, no. So there was a relationship after that where instantly it was like red flags, and the fact that I shut that down, that's when you know that's your real growth. And then I met Dan, and Dan is basically the female version of me. He's the male version of me. And we both met in the gym, because then I started going to the gym, and the more I started looking after myself, the more I realised, oh my God, I'm in control of this. I am actually in control of my whole life. And that was like a level not to be messed with. And the fact that I was only letting people into my life that was adding value, that's when my life started to change. I still worked in the restaurants at the time. I was working in Formby. Now, what a gorgeous place I worked in, but the people there, it was sort of like, you're the peasant, you're the servant running around after me, go do your job, little one. That's the kind of attitude that I kept getting. And I just remember thinking, your money or success should not determine you to be acting this way. So again, that little voice, you deserve better than this. You deserve better than this. So we moved up to Highton. Dan got a new job. We moved in together. And I was then looking for another job, which I found in Rainford. And similar attitudes. It was sort of like, I'm better than you. You're just a barmaid and a waitress. Just let it be, off you go. Take that place away, kind of thing. And I don't know if you've seen this post, but it was this man, this older man, and he was telling me, I'd see him every week, every Sunday, and he was alright, you know, you just humour them, don't you? And he was sort of like, so what are you doing? Why are you always working here? Because it's my job. I went, but I have got like another job on the side, which was my personal training. I didn't have the guts to just up and leave at this point. So I was just doing it on the side. And he was like, you haven't got another job. You haven't got a business. And I was like, okay then. And then he said this little smart remark. And he was like, I seen you pulling up in your little Mini. And I was like, yeah. It's like, I love my little Mini. And he was like, yeah. And he went, I've got a BM. And I went, oh cool, I went, we've got a BM as well, my fella's got one. And he was like, yeah, okay. And I was thinking, what's he getting at here? Because my car doesn't determine my success, so please someone enlighten me. And my reaction to that was, well, at least I own my car. And he was just sort of like, well, at least I'm financing mine. And I thought, no, I own mine. Because I've worked my little bum off to own my car. And I just remember the conversation just kept going. And I know this sounds like it sounds silly because it's just over a car, but to me it was more than that, because it weren't the car he was getting at, it was the fact that he was superior because he can afford to get a new BM on finance, because I'm just a waitress with a little side hustle kind of thing. So I was talking about an Audi S3. Now I do love my cars. I love my cars and my dogs. That's what I live for. And he was just like, so you want an Audi S3? It's like, oh, and he rubbed my arms. Oh mate, that'll never happen. He was like, yeah, you give me a £5 tip. And he put it in my hands and he was like, you keep that. You're going to need that. And I just remember putting it down on the table and I slid it back towards him and I was like, no. I was like, you need that more than me. And it was just a sort of, his little voice in the back of my head was telling me that I weren't good enough. And I just remember thinking, you're going to be a story of mine one day. And it was what? It weren't even a year later. No, I'm gonna say it was like just over a year later. So when this whole pandemic hit, I don't like talking about it because it's negative. This whole pandemic hit, and I left the pub and just went straight from me PT, and I ended up self-employed. Therefore, I weren't entitled to anything off the government. I weren't entitled to anything. It was all me. And I've mentioned this a few times, but I thrive in chaos. So if I've got to do something, I've got to do it. And I just remember thinking, I've got to make this work. And I did. It took off. It took off massively. And it was crazy to think that girls wanted to work with me. Like little old Dolly from Bootle. It was mad. And I worked my bum off, doing everything. And it was just starting to pay off slowly. And then I went and bought my Audi S5 outright. And to me, that was like a big pat on the back and a big FU to this dude whose name I shall not mention. And I just remember thinking, you're still financing your car and I still own mine. And as stupid as that sounds, it was just, I'm using them as fuel because I can't be having him determine whether he shows me respect or not for the car that I drive. I didn't understand that, and I still don't understand stuff like that to this day. I will treat you with the same level of respect as everybody else until you disrespect me. And then again, he weren't adding value to my life, so he just got dropped. The whole job got dropped, and this is where I am now. And it's something to be proud of. It was a big pat on the back to me, well done. But then it was still like, I need to keep working. I need to keep this drive going because that weren't the end result. And I don't mind if I would sell that car tomorrow, although it was my dream car. I would sell it tomorrow because that's not what matters. The fact is the amount of women that I am helping, and it's the results that they're getting. And I'm not talking about the physical ones that you're seeing on the progress pictures. I am not. I am talking about when girls are walking through this door and they walk out a different person. It is the most satisfying job. It's hard work. It is hard work. And you've got to keep your energy high and you've got to keep everything going, even when you've got so much going on the back of your head. But that time is their time and they've got you for that full session. And then they walk out feeling better about themselves, and that is, at the end of the day, I can just sit back and be like, oh, this is amazing. And I'm doing this as a job. So, I don't know, maybe a little bit of motivation for you is screw them. If they're saying mean, crappy stuff and trying to give a reason as to why they shouldn't respect you, do you know what? Give them a reason as to why they should, but why they will never get the chance to respect you. Because I will never see that man again. I mean, don't get me wrong, I could still drive down to the pub because I remember every single time. You go every Sunday, the same time. Sorry, my camera went off. I do hope that you've enjoyed this little podcast, this little summarisation. I've definitely had a good rant on today, haven't I? I don't even know what to call this episode because I have spoke so much about different things. if you take something away from this podcast, just know that you're always going to have crappy people around you, but just know that there's still people out there that do want to help you and they've got good intentions for you. That is a wrap for today. I'm going to get myself a little Lemsip because I've realised how bad I sound. If you have enjoyed this podcast and this YouTube video, please like and share it. It does help. Please subscribe, and I will see you next week. Same time, same place with Alison. Thank you very much.